got that position. They battled for it throughout the race, right from the start at 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, Central European time. Real Team Hydrogen Racing had the pole position from Team 1, 2, 3 red line. Max Verstappen losing out by 0.02 of a second in qualifying, but it didn't take him that long to get in front. Through the first chicane, everybody trying to mind their P's and Q's, and then Max went into max mode, full-on attack. The Red Bull Corvette that took pole position was already surrounded by its Porsche and BMW rivals early on. Contact from behind from Panis put WRT on the back foot from the start. The number 4 by Colles Burst car collecting them as they spun on the opening lap. Juan Pablo Montoya right in the middle of the midfield battle in LMP, sharing a rig in our studio with San Sebastian and our LM Cup top 2 drivers of the season. Ferrari showing as much competitive pace as they have all season long, battling in the top 3. Max Verstappen doing a triple stint opener, getting out of sync with them. Veloci Esports, the 28 car taking the lead as the 1, 2, 3 pitted, but Max finding his way back in front. He was fully lit with Max afterburners on, looking in competitive mode. First retirement to the race, didn't actually make the start of the race. W Series had an all-female crew, could not get logged on for the formation lap, but our first race retirement was an equally large newcomer, Mercedes-AMG Petronas. Double downshift blew their engine. Real Team Racing getting themselves back into the fray ahead of Veloci Esports as we headed into the evening. BMW starting to assert a fuel economy advantage over Porsche in GTE. And then disaster in his second run of stints. Max Verstappen in traffic in the final elements of the Porsche curves, in the full chicane rather, getting it all at 6s and 7s and destroying the car in the barriers, which left Real Team heading into night as our leaders in the LMP cars, and Porsche and BMW battling in GT. The 92 Porsche swiped out of the race eventually by an errant LMP2 car, but it was the 91 car that was the championship contender. Into the daylight hours and more cars retiring. We actually ended up with only 34 cars running at the line, so 16 retirements. 18 months ago, only 3 cars failed to finish the inaugural Le Mans 24 Hours Virtual, showing an indication of how much the pace is relentless in this race when it runs green all the way, and how little respite there is for the drivers. The cars remain reliable, it's the drivers that get fatigued in this race of endurance. FDA Esports showing exactly that, a moment of lapse of concentration and a trip down the grass and into the barriers. Number 1, Rebellion GPX Esport trying to win the race for a second consecutive time. Came close, but not close enough. It was Real Team Hydrogen who take victory at Le Mans 24 Hours Virtual 2022 and win the Le Mans Series Virtual by 1/2 a point. And BMW Team Redline coming out on top of their rivals from Porsche Esports team. They too win the race and the title. So here is how it all finished. Real Team Hydrogen Redline. Once they got into the lead, it's not fair to say, Bennett, Constantinos, they never looked like that they might lose it, but they were never out of the fray. Rebellion GPX pushed them hard. A fantastic podium for the number 4 car that was in that contact with WRT on the opening lap. You thought, okay, their race is done. Apparently not. A top 3 finish, a fantastic result for them.
The cars that we did lose were the big challengers, weren't they? Veloci Esports running out of fuel. They were in contention for victory. So were the Mercedes, and of course Max Verstappen's Team Redline at the front of the field. But the competitive spirit of GT, as always, to the fore. BMW, Porsche and Ferrari, the smallest mistakes making the biggest issues in that category.
Yeah. So let's take a look then as Le Mans finishes, double points being awarded to everybody who finished in the top 10. And that means that Real Team Hydrogen Redline, as Lewis predicted, by 1/2 a point. It's 1984 all over again. Rebellion GPX Esports, we knew coming in, between them, it was winner takes all. The winner does take all, but not by very much. Rebellion GPX Esports finishing second here and second in the Le Mans Series Virtual. And there are the rest of the points scorers. And in the GTE class, it wasn't quite as near inseparable as that, but it was another tight battle. And once again, because of the enormous draw of Le Mans in terms of points earned, a good result at Le Mans is a good result in the season. BMW Team Redline claim victory at Le Mans and take the title ahead of the Porsche Esports Team 91, finishing, as they will say in Germany, as vice champions, runners-up, or as Ron Dennis would put it, first loser. But I think there are no losers in this.